Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. Alexandre and Olivier d'Anjou, top shape with you for a new podcast episode. This week we'll come back on the most recent Apple Keynote that occurred on September 12, 2018. Keynotes mean new hardware product presented, and during this keynote they talk about a new Apple Watch and 3 new iPhones, the iPhone XS, XS Max and XR. So we'll come back with you about all of these, and we'll see new features that affect or that are not affecting the accessibility. Also, please find at the beginning of this show a very important warning regarding NVDA 2018.3 updates that was recently released. Unfortunately, this update caused issues with the NVDA remote add-on. Enjoy! Before pushing the main content of this podcast, I would like to give you a really important quick note related to NVDA 2018.3 update that was released today. Yes, a new public update of NVDA was released a couple of hours ago. We are actually Tuesday, September 18th, 2018, and this update, yes, maybe it can be interesting regarding new features. However, it's bringing a real important bug related to the NVDA remote module. So the remote access add-on for NVDA. Yes, with this version, this add-on is no longer working as expected. So you may experience some issues if you'd like to use NVDA remote. So at this time, I'll not suggest you to go ahead and upgrade NVDA to the version 2018.3 if you plan to use this module. So let's say that you need to contact our technical support. I need to assist you with your screen reader. In some situation, I'll need to use this to control a remote computer to provide support to someone. Or if you need yourself support and need to give access to your computer using this add-on, I'll suggest you to remain with NVDA 2018.2.1 until a fix will be released, if a fix is released. And for sure, I really hope so. So don't worry, I'll let you know what's happened, and so you can continue to listen to our podcast and check on a regular basis our website to stay informed about this issue. Now back to our regular programmation, and let's go ahead and talk about the most recent Apple Keynote.
Hello everybody, Olivier d'Anjou with you today. Hope you're doing well. Today this is a podcast made with Alex. Hi Alex.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Fine, and you?
Pretty tired, but fine.
That's the new session, and it's normal. So, yes, preparing for exam.
I have less time for making podcasts.
Yes,
now.
maybe we can start a bit with this before discussing about the main topic of this podcast, which is the Apple September keynote that just occurred on September 12, right? Yeah, 12, I think.
Yeah.
And yes, so maybe before discussing this, Olivier, I think you want to start to write down some article for us, right?
Yeah, because, recording a podcast is pretty long. This is not actually just recording and putting online. It involves a lot of editing, and so it takes a lot of time, and I don't have much time right now.
Yeah,
so
editing,
I was thinking maybe
preparing.
with writing some articles, because when you write, it's quicker a bit. So I might start writing articles about different things, such as maybe a new feature that was introduced on the Google Home, or maybe my impressions on the Braille Note Touch, or if you have any suggestions of article, just let us know.
Yeah, feel free to
So
write to us. You can still write to podcast@canadialog.com, or also send us a personal email. You can use my first name, alex@canadialog.com, or Olivier, also at canadialog.com, and so we'll be able to receive personal
yeah,
emails.
and
Mm-hmm.
definitely feel free to write me in private if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions.
And you can
So,
also reach me
Alex,
by phone. Yes.
I
And
think you will continue making podcasts even though I'm less available.
yeah, sure. I'll try to do my best to publish podcasts as soon as I can. Yes, for sure. Right now, I think I'll be more alone than before, but I'm not sure I'll be able to publish a podcast once a week, but I'll try to do so. Right now, I have all the stuff needed to record, etc., etc. So I'll try to do my best. And also, I would like to know if you'd like that regarding the articles that Olivier will maybe put online soon. This is what we're looking to. If you'll be interested, maybe I can also put them out to our audio channels that are now available. So maybe by using a TTS, or I can also take the time to read the article myself, then put it online. So that's two possibilities I'll have. So let us know if you're interested about this. Maybe I'll put first one and second one online, and I'll see. And that's really important that you give us some comments and feedback. So don't hesitate to contact us. You'll find all our contact details at the end of this show. And by the way, also, if you'd like that we cover some particular subject during these articles or podcast, or if you want a podcast on a particular subject, don't hesitate to let us know. And usually we can realize it without any difficulties.
Yeah.
All right. So maybe we can now start discussing about the main subject. And by the way, I'll wish you a good semester at high school, and hope you'll be top shape after.
I'll be pretty tired and I'll need a lot of sleep, but yes.
Yeah, by the way, I think you'll need to start drinking some coffees. I started drinking coffee when I was at Cégep, because before this I wasn't. But yes, I started drinking coffee. Cégep, university, high school, etc. And right now I'm drinking less than before, but I am still. And recording podcasts during the night. Take a coffee.
I don't know. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah, I think you'll have no choice. You'll become addict. Anyway, so maybe let's talk about the keynote.
First, let's talk about the new software that will be released. They will be released on Monday, so probably when this is pushed online, they will be already released.
Yes, maybe I'll put this episode by the end of the week of September 17. So maybe Thursday or Friday, I really don't know. But right now we are on Saturday and Saturday evening. So yes, maybe it's going to be released. It should be released by Monday, September 17. And except for Mojave, like all versions of watchOS, iOS, tvOS, as well as an update for the HomePod will be released on Monday, September 17. Mojave should be released on September 24th, if everything's okay.
Yeah, and this summer I went ahead and installed the public betas of iOS 12. Now we are on the Golden Master, which is the final version, which is released to the developers or to the public testers a week before the public release. So I think all I'll have to do will be to remove the beta profile Monday once this is out, if there is no update available. And it works pretty well, actually.
Yeah, because
I
we need to specify something. iOS 12 is a bug fix version before, a bug fix and performance improvement version before everything. So that's why, compared to other iOS, tvOS, and watchOS version, that's why it's stable than before.
Yeah, and I cannot say that I have some bugs that really compromise my use of the iPhone. This is pretty stable.
I think even if it's a bug fix version, that all bugs with VoiceOver are still remaining. Does I'm wrong or?
Actually, I would have to check if they fixed in French the languages problem with the French friends. I did not check.
Yeah, it does not apply to English, but yes, a strange, weird bug was present with French Canadian version. But especially also for Braille displays, I know that for some Braille displays, it's not reacting as fast as it should, and some bugs are still remaining. Bluetooth pairing of some Braille displays, and I think they put a bit the accessibility on the side this year.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But we had something new regarding VoiceOver that was introduced later this summer. I think it was in the 5th beta of tvOS 12. And this is the ability to have the Siri voices available to use with VoiceOver.
Yes. But anyway, I think we'll talk about software release and new features in the software, maybe in a future release of this podcast, because actually the keynote was mostly based on new hardware product. So maybe I think we can start with the Apple Watch first.
Yeah, so they introduced the Apple Watch Series 4, which will be now a 64-bit device, and the processor will be a 64-bit processor. They improved also the screen size. So before the Series 4, it was either a 38 or 42 millimeters. Now this is either 40 or 44 millimeters. So they optimized the OS for that. So watchOS 5 will have modified watch faces. I think they changed the modular one. Maybe you can tell us more.
Yes, they had some new watch face. We can compare this to the home screen of an iPhone. So they had new widget for them.
They also moved the speaker and the microphone, I think.
Yes, and by the way, they've changed the design of the Apple Watch. So yes, at the same time they have moved the speaker and microphone. The design is no longer a square watch. It is more similar to a regular watch that you can wear usually. So, and by the way, the band bracelet will continue to fit. So all previous purchased band will be okay to use with the new Apple Watch. And by the way, it is less bigger than before regarding the height of it. So this is it. And regarding the speaker, yes, the volume should be also increased of 50% compared to the Series 3.
50% louder, yes.
Yeah, louder, yeah. Not softer, for sure. And by the way, please remind that they have increased when launching the Series 3, the volume also.
Oh, yeah.
Compared to the previous model. So again, the speaker will be better than before. What about the digital crown?
I think they've made it like they made the home button on the iPhone 7 and 8, which means this is no more of a physical crown, but it will be like... What?
Yeah, I think the crown will still be there because we'll need to turn it. Yeah, but they added the haptic feedback.
Okay, so we will still be able to press it even if the watch is turned off?
I think so, yes, because, and especially turning it, because if you can't turn it, I don't know what will be the use of the digital crown, because most important thing is to be able to turn it. Not sure it's going to be virtual, but yeah, they have redesigned it, but the way to add it with an haptic feedback.
This is not clear what they did, actually.
Because again, they are showing a picture of it and they don't care about describing it.
Actually, I did not listen the keynote entirely, but you did. But no, they did not describe. That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, image all the time, image and image and image, etc. We'll talk about it later. So, and by the way, regarding the new Apple Watch, what's also really interesting is that they improve the way it can assist for health and fitness. So first of all, it is now possible to detect movement faster than before, and also now it is possible to detect drop and falls. So let's say that you're an old person or you're having some difficulties.
Yeah, like me, like say I fall.
Yeah.
While I'm working, while I'm walking.
Yeah, maybe you can fall during working because you'll be so much tired. Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, during a walk, yes. You can fall down. That's true. So it can detect this and it can automatically call the emergency service after 1 minute of inactivity of the person, or you'll have a screen that will prompt you, do you want to call 911 or not? So that's the thing. And what about heartbeat and ECG?
ECG, well, this is something that I think is only available in the US.
I think so too.
I think the Apple Watch will be able to take an ECG of your heart just by putting your finger on the digital crown.
Or near that, or it's going to be automatically. I don't know exactly, but it's going to generate a PDF report that you can give to your doctor, or you can also share data with authorized persons. So, yes, this is it.
And the heart rate at the Apple Watch Series 3, I don't know if it was only the Series 3 or all of the other models as well, but the Apple Watch Series 3 can detect when your heart rate is too high.
And
well, it's
irregular.
You decide it. Oh, irregular? Okay.
Yeah, irregular also. Yes, it can. It
alerts me, hey, your heart rate is higher than 110 BPMs.
Oh, you already get it?
Yes, I set it. It's optional. You can set it, or not. You can decide if you want to have notifications and for which frequency. So I set it, if it's higher than 110 BPM, notify me.
Yeah, it should. Mm-hmm.
And that works. And so now it will be able to notify you if your heartbeat is too slow. But I think, unfortunately, this feature will be exclusive to the Apple Watch Series 4.
Yes, I think too.
I'll have to wait for WatchOS 5 when it's released to check on the Series 3.
Yeah, because it can be really interesting for you and for a lot of users. But yes, I think it's going to be only for the Series 4. All right. What else? I think this is it.
No. The Series 3 will still be in sale.
Oh, yes. But it's...
Oh, yeah, the screens. Yeah, I told it.
Yeah.
Did I say it for the screen size?
Yes, okay. You talk about it. Yeah, I think we've covered major interesting points. Yes, they did some changes regarding the design, etc. But I think regarding the main feature, the accessibility of it, we've covered major points. And this is it for the watch, I think, for now.
Yeah.
Approximately 20 to 30 minutes during the keynote. Resume in maybe 7, 8, 10 minutes. No more. Okay, iPhone?
Yeah, iPhone.
Tremolos.
What a disappointment. Because originally what I was hoping for Apple to do, because last year they introduced the iPhone 10 with Face ID and Touch ID was gone, but not completely because it was still available on the iPhone 8 and 8 Plus. So I was hoping maybe there were rumors that we would get very, very big phones and not like a 5-inch or 4.7-inch. So I was hoping maybe they can put us a 5-inch phone, more entry level, maybe with the Touch ID and Face ID, because the home button, I was not hoping for the home button, but I was hoping that they would give us Touch ID as well, but no more. What a disappointment.
But that's not the case at all. And they have increased screen size and Touch ID, it's gone.
Yeah, so now the iPhone XS, which is the smaller of this here. By the way, the iPhone 7, 7 Plus, 8 and 8 Plus are still in sale. And the iPhones 6S and SE are gone.
6S Plus as well too.
Yeah. So as for the iPhone XS or XS, this is a 5.8 inches screen. So actually a bigger screen than the 7 Plus, 8 Plus, 6 Plus, 6S Plus. This is the same screen size as the iPhone 10. So what they've improved, basically, they improved the processor, which is now an A12 Bionic, 6 cores. I think last year it was 6 cores as well.
Yeah, but A1, A11.
A11, yeah.
Yes, A11.
And they improved the speakers. So, and they have stereo microphones now.
And speakers are still stereo, by the way. Mm-hmm.
And also, it has an upgrade as for water resistance. So before it was certified IP67. Now this is IP68.
I don't know, by the way, if it's going to be covered now by warranty if a water damage is detected, which is not the case for previous iPhone,
I don't know. I don't think it will be.
Also...
The
watch is.
What?
The watch is covered by the warranty.
Yeah,
and that's
the
strange
watch
for the
is.
iPhone. Anyways.
Yeah. They improved the Face ID, so now this is supposed to be faster and better. But anyway, they say this every year.
This is what they call the true depth camera, and probably it's gonna improve how it is possible to generate an emoji, etc.
And they improved the
Camera.
wireless. The camera.
Yeah, the camera also. I think they've added a second camera also for taking pictures. But during the shows, I think they talk about the camera, and during approximately maybe 10 to 15 minutes, and same thing for a processor. But the only thing they demonstrate is how it is fantastic and beautiful to play games and war games, etc. So they've shown maybe 2 or 3 different games during the show. So
with AR, I think.
Yeah, I think so, and that's really based on vision. Anyway.
Otherwise, as I was saying, the wireless charging has been improved. However, they did not seem to improve the wall adapter that they include in the box.
Same thing as
well
before.
As no lightning to USB-C, or this is a lightning to USB, and a 5-watt adapter. And for the iPhone XS Max, because this is
I think you forgot something really important regarding the XS and also the XS Max, is the fact that now it is possible to handle 2 SIM cards.
Oh, true.
Yeah. 2 physical SIM cards if you're living in China. So that's the only case where you'll have this possibility. The SIM will be in the same SIM tray, one at the top of the other. But here in Canada or in US, it's going to be an eSIM. So that's an electronic SIM and a physical SIM. So probably the same way will be in use to activate the eSIM that it is for the Apple Watch that actually support the eSIM. I know that in Canada, there's not a lot of providers that support at this time the eSIM. Bell, TELUS are. I don't know, but I have no confirmation. But earlier today, when I've called Rogers to grab some information about something, I think they'll start to support the eSIM soon. So be aware of this if you're a Rogers customer. I have no confirmation about this, but maybe it should start soon. Maybe now we can talk about the XS Max.
Yeah, so this is pretty much the same things that they improved, because they announced 3 iPhones, the XS, the XS Max, and the XR. But we will talk about the XR later. The XS Max has a maximum capacity of 512 gigs. And maybe, Alex, if you want to add something, meanwhile I can go ahead and check for the prices to give to our listeners.
Yeah, sure. So regarding the iPhone XS Max, we're talking about a screen of 6.5 inches. And by the way, both screen for the XS and XS Max are OLED screen. On the XR, it's an LCD screen. Maybe I can talk about this one right now too. By the way, all these devices except for the XR will be available for pre-order. They are right now available for pre-order since Friday, September 14, and they should start to ship on September 21st. Friday, September 21st. And regarding the iPhone are, yes, maximum 256 gigs, and it's the same processor and bionic chip. It's a LCD screen, 6.1 inches. And on this model, you'll not find the 3D touch feature. I don't know if it's going to be available in XS and XS Max, but right now on the iPhone XR, no more 3D touch available. However, an haptic return should be also present as well, but a different way. And no dual SIM on the iPhone XR. And talking about batteries, the XS Max offer the best capacity. It is 1 hour and a half longer compared to the iPhone X that was released last year. And for the other models, you should expect between 30 minutes longer and an hour and a half. So maybe, Olivier, you can now provide pricing for all these models.
Yeah, and just before, the XR is IP67 instead of IP68.
Yes.
And you were speaking about longer battery life. They compared it to the iPhone XS and XS Max battery to the iPhone X, and for the iPhone XR, they compared it with the iPhone 8 Plus.
Yes, correct. iPhone 8 Plus, yeah. Yes.
So I'll now give you the pricing.
So sit down and relax and measure your heartbeat using your Apple Watch. Enjoy.
Okay, this is pretty cheap. So, I'm kidding, of course. Okay, so for the XS 64 gigs, $1,379.
By the way, all prices are in Canadian.
For the 256, so 256 gigs, $1,589, and for the 512 gigs, $1,859.
And this is for the XS. Now, let's talk about the XS Max.
So, you said it, but I will say it again. iPhone XS Max screen of 6.5 inches. So
instead of 5.8 for the XS and 6.1 for the XR.
So 64, $1,519. 256, $1,729. And Alex, for the 512 gigs,
the most expensive this year.
Yeah, this is very expensive because it's going to cost $1,999. So $2,000 for the XS Max 512.
Unbelievable. And now let's talk about the XR that should be cheaper. But rest assured that it's over 1,000 for all of them.
By the way, the iPhone XR will be in pre-orders October 19. On October 19, the pre-orders start.
Yeah, this is the only one that.
Days.
Yeah, this is the only one that will be pushed back in October. Yeah.
2 days before my birthday. Okay, so for 64 gigs, this is $1,029. For 128, this is 1,099. And for the 256 gig, 1,239.
Perfect. So
and there's no
if
512.
No 512. Okay, so if I want to bankrupt in 3 easy steps, I'll try to change iPhone this year. Yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and purchase 9 iPhones. No. Anyway, I think this is it.
Yeah.
No other devices were shown during this keynote. No new iPad, no wireless charging stations like for cheap charging. And
by the way, Alex.
Yes?
Remember last year they were talking about introducing a dock that would allow you to charge your iPhone and your Apple Watch wirelessly?
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. They did not introduce any Qi charger this year, so I really don't know why. Maybe yes, yeah. I remember last year they were supposed to do so. So really, nothing impressed this year. A lot of things related to visual features or improvement like camera, screen, and for the game, etc. That's the thing. Oh, the other thing also is that the HomePod will now be able to pass calls through Siri's in the next upgrade. But really disappointing, I think, for us, the keynote this year.
Yeah, really.
Yeah. So, hope it's going to be better next year. We'll record soon a podcast about new features in iOS. So please be aware of this. And if you install the iOS new version, be aware of that you can encounter some new bugs. And by the way, please make sure to pay attention to the new auto update features. You can go ahead.
Because first back up your device before updating,
for sure,
in case something goes wrong. So I would suggest 2 backups. So one on your computer if you can, or for sure one on iCloud, definitely. But I prefer the computer backup.
But please choose the encrypted backup and make sure to remind your password, because if you lose it, it's going to be really difficult to reset it.
And so when you will install iOS 12, you will have a kind of setup screen. And so it will ask you, do you want to turn on time screen, the feature that we were speaking. And then you will have a window that will say, iOS updates itself automatically. So you will have 2 options. At least it was that in the betas. So you had continue or manual update. If you click continue, the automatic system updates will be enabled. Of course, you can turn this off later into the software update settings. But just be aware, if you click continue, automatic system update will be turned on.
Yes, and that's not maybe a good idea to turn it on, because if you are aware of a bug in a next release of iOS, you'll not have the chance to disable the updates before it's going to be pushed to you automatically. So maybe for the accessibility, maybe for now I can suggest you turn it off and continue doing the updates manually.
So I think this is it.
I think too it was a pleasure to do another podcast together. And so I'll wish you good luck for your semesters. And maybe we'll be able to record another podcast episode related to new features of iOS 12, maybe in
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks. So thank you for listening. You'll
Thank you
find
for listening.
Yes, you'll find our contact details in a moment. And bye for now. Before the end of this podcast, I would like to say thank you for your loyalty to this series of podcasts on assistive technologies. I would also like to thank our loyal collaborator. As a reminder, I would like to inform you that Canadialog will not provide free technical support on product presented during these shows and that are not sold directly by Canadialog. Please note that our podcasts are now available on our website, YouTube, iTunes, as well as on Victor devices by consulting the North American English suggested podcast list from Humanware. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you can contact us via email at podcastwitness@canadialog.com. That is PODCASTS at CANADIALOG.com, or by phone on our toll-free number at 1-888-730-0003. Again, 1-888-730-0003, extension 555. I also invite you to visit our website, which contains a lot of useful information at www.canadialog.com. You can also visit us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Thanks for listening.